Okay, so I have a document here, and it's a pretty long document. I'm going to zoom down to make it a little smaller so you can see what I mean. This document is about 8 pages long. See, it says 8 pages there. And let's say I want to make a change to the entire document. I want to change the font size, or I want to change the font type. I don't like this font. And I want to change the font to the whole document. Or maybe I want to change the font size of all the words in the document. Or maybe I want to change the font color of all the words in the document. You have to select everything before you can make a change. So to select something, as you very likely know, or you don't, but if you don't, hey, stick with me, is when you move your mouse cursor in front of the beginning of the text that you want to pick, you want to select. You hold your left mouse button down and you drag your mouse, thus dragging the mouse cursor over the words, the text that you want to choose. A lot of people also call this highlighting. It's not technically highlighting, but hey, if you call it highlighting, I might know what you mean. So this text is now selected. It has a little gray shadow behind it. We have selected, we have chosen that text. So before we can make a change to anything, we have to select it first. Before you can make a change, you have to select the text that you want to change and let your program know, hey, this is what I want to change. If you try to make a change without selecting, nothing happens. Say you have a bunch of kids in your house. Let's just say you do. I don't know your life. I know mine. I've had a bunch of kids in my house. And you're trying to get them out the door. But one of them, you look at one of them and say, oh no, this is not going to happen. And you say to the group of kids, hey, go change your shirt. They don't know which one you're talking to. They might ask you who. Or if it's more like the kids that I know, they'll all just ignore you because you weren't specific about which one. But if I say, hey, you in the blue shirt, go change that shirt, that kid knows to go make a change. Same thing when we select text. You have to select it first before you can make your change. Now that we have it selected, I'm going to, let's say I'm going to make this green, just cause. The text that is selected is now green. The text that is not selected has not changed. If I move the cursor to a blank white area in between the lines of the document and give a click, one click with the left mouse button, that stops the selection or deselects. So I can really see the words now, see the text, and see the change that I made. You use this method of selecting text in almost every program that has text. So going back to the issue I brought up initially, I have a very long document here, and I want to select all of the text in the document. So if I use the method that I just showed you, moving the mouse cursor in front of the text and clicking the left mouse button and holding and dragging your mouse and the mouse cursor down, I get to a point, okay, I'm at the bottom of what I can see, but I know there's more text down there. How do I select it? Well, if you notice, I have not let go of the mouse button yet. What you can do is you slowly move your cursor down. You get to this no man's land, this area, this scroll selection area. When you move your mouse down just enough, and you see your selection keeps going down page by page. And if you can notice, my mouse cursor is right here pretty much at the border of the frame between the text part of this application and the bottom status bar. If I move my mouse up, the scrolling stops. See, I'm no longer close to the bottom frame. And just so you know, this whole time, I have not let go of the mouse button yet. As long as you don't let go, your selection is still in selecting mode. But now I'm going to move the cursor back down again into that no man's land where it's just touching the frame, and my selection keeps going down until I get to the end of the document. Again, this works in almost every application, but this is kind of slow. Now that I have everything selected, if I go ahead and change the font color, let's do orange this time, everything that is selected will be changed. If I change the font size, here I'm going to make it super big, 26. Everything that is selected, which at this point is the whole document, is changed. But there's an easier way to select everything in a document. A faster way of selecting all your text at one time, and this is so fast, is just using your keyboard, not the mouse. Hold down the Control key, tap the key with the letter A, and then let go of Control. And you will see, if you scroll down, the whole thing is selected at one time. And I didn't even have to hold down the mouse button forever like we did last time. So why do you want to select everything? There are a lot of situations when you want to change the look of your entire document. Say you want to make the font size bigger or smaller for the entire document. You want to change the font color. Line spacing. This is a place where you might want to change the spacing throughout the entire document. So a lot of times it's just easier, or you will have more control over the change if you go ahead and select everything first, then make your changes to the space between the lines, or your paragraph spacing, or even your horizontal alignment. That's when something is centered, or right justified, or left justified. In all of these situations, you can select your entire document first, Control A, and then make your change, and it will be applied to everything in the document.